From the 1011 Now Alert Center, this is Morning Pulse.
Good morning. This is Craig Allison with your Morning Pulse for Thursday, March 5th. I'll be off for the next few days visiting family, but before that, 12-hour road trip. So head over to my social media page. I know I'm always plugging our 1011 news page, but head over to my social media page. Give me an album, a podcast, something to listen to for my 12-hour drive here tomorrow, and then also the 12-hour drive coming back on Monday. So that being said, let's get you the question of the day. Speaking of social media, over half of all Americans who sell their home take these with them when they move. What are they? Answer is light bulbs. One of our viewers got that right this morning. I put washer or dryer. And, we were just talking about, imagine going into a new home and there's no light bulbs anywhere to be found in the house because half of you just took them. I mean, that's just nuts. But anyways, that's our question of the day. If you want to participate, be sure to head over to the 1011 Facebook page, put in your guess. We read them off during 1011 this morning, as well as the answer towards the end of our show. But that being said, let's get into our news headlines with your top 6 stories this morning. Starting things off with your top story, the state of Nebraska is continuing to grieve one of its own this morning. The Department of Defense says a Bellevue native was one of 6 American soldiers killed by an Iranian missile strike in Kuwait over the weekend. Sergeant First Class Noah Tegens spent 2 decades serving the country. Nebraska leaders now honoring his service and sacrifice. At the Capitol yesterday, lawmakers holding a moment of silence for Tegens on the legislative floor. Governor Pillen also ordering U.S. and state flags to fly at half-staff across Nebraska until Tegens is laid to rest. He served multiple deployments throughout his military career and leaves behind a wife and son.
A wife is going to bed without her husband or her son's father. A 13-year-old is coming to terms with the fact that his dad has died. It's heartbreaking.
It's certainly a sad story, and we'll continue to keep you updated here at 1011 with the latest on everything going on with Iran that we get into our newsroom with those latest developments. But if you also want to hear from one of the people that Tejan served alongside, be sure to head over to 1011 Now on our website where we have that interview. Second story this morning, Nebraska, listen up, it's another scam alert. Pinnacle Bank is saying fake callers are targeting customers by impersonating bank employees and spoofing Pinnacle Bank phone numbers. Now, representatives say Pinnacle Bank will never call asking for online banking login information. Pinnacle Bank will also never ask for a one-time passcode unless you initiated the transaction. If you receive a suspicious phone call, hang up immediately. As a general reminder, you should not click any links or provide any information following one of these calls, and contact Pinnacle Bank directly to report the issue. The third story this morning, Nebraska Attorney General Mike Hilgers is facing questions about the investigation into Governor Pillen's emergency no-bid contract totaling $2 million. State Auditor Mike Foley turned his report over to Hilgers' office last month, citing concerns with the governor's influence on the process. Hear from Mike Hilgers now.
I haven't even said what's going. So we've received the auditor's report, and that's all I can say.
And then you review it, but at some point you would finish that review, presumably.
Yeah. All I can say publicly today, John, is that we've received the auditor's report.
So there you have it. The state auditor says it appears the governor's office knew who it wanted for the contract and may have steered the process in one direction. Pillen's office continues to argue they didn't have time to contract out for bids. Fourth story, we're going to swing things over to Lexington. More help is on the way to former Tyson workers who lost their jobs when the plant shut down. A $1 million gift from the Sherwood Foundation will be distributed by Lutheran Family Services to families who need some extra help. When the plant closed its doors, 3,200 people were left without a job. Lutheran Family Services says this money will help about 2,000 people with immediate needs like rent, utilities, and groceries. And starting next Monday, individuals are able to go online and make an appointment. Then their role is to make sure they register, and then within about 2 to 3 days, they should receive their checks at the same office in Lexington. Now, $100,000 will also be sent to Lutheran Family Services in Lexington. The group has been helping with relief efforts since November. Nonprofit says they've assisted over 1,000 people with finding jobs, filing unemployment, and receiving therapy. If you're interested in applying or know someone who needs help, you can find the story on our website, 1011now.com. Your fifth story and happening today. Lincoln's mayor and other city officials are giving a look at what's ahead for road work here in the capital city this year. Certainly something you'll want to pay attention to with us here. Mayor Leary and Gaylor Bayard, along with LTU Director Liz Elliott, are set to preview the city street construction and improvement projects. The announcement is set for 10 a.m. this morning, and we'll be live streaming the conference on our 1011 Now app and Roku, so be sure to tune in. We get plenty of calls and emails from you, the viewers, about this road work, so this is certainly one of your top concerns that we want to make sure we're following. But again, just be sure to tune in live, or you're watching us here on Morning Pulse, to get those latest updates as we get them this morning. Now, wrapping things up with your final story this morning, hundreds of students at Norris are celebrating Read Across America Week with Nebraska volleyball legend Lexi Rodriguez. I myself went down to Norris to check this story out. She showed off her new book, The Big Little Dream, yesterday alongside author Kelsey Couts. The Illustrated Kids book follows a young girl named Mia, who's based off of Rodriguez, and follows Mia on her journey of wanting to fit in and play a sport. The book teaches lessons about support and encouragement, and after reading to students, both authors took time to walk through their own journey of writing it and getting the book published.
Obviously, people know what it takes to be a pro athlete sometimes, but maybe not this side of writing a book.
Yeah, and in Nebraska, I think it's cool to come back to Norris just because a lot of them, when we asked if they knew about the Memorial Stadium game, or raising their hands and know all the facts about it. So it's really cool, especially for our first book reading to be at a local school here in Nebraska.
Now, these kids had an absolutely adorable and welcoming chant. After they read their book together, the students broke into chants of Go Big Red. Lots of fun to see just the entire school kind of unified in their love and support for Lexi and her career with the Huskers. You can find out more about how to get your hands on the book by checking out this story on our website and the 1011 Now app. That's going to do it for your Morning Pulse this Thursday morning, and we'll wrap things up with Brandon Rector. But first, a look at your 7-day forecast.
Good Thursday morning. Meteorologist Brandon Rector with you in the 1011 Severe Weather Center. We have a dense fog advisory in effect again this morning for part of the area. For today, it's a portion of central and eastern Nebraska until 11 a.m. where visibility could be 1/4 of a mile or less. We will see variable cloudiness this morning across the state, then mostly sunny to partly cloudy and a bit breezy this afternoon with winds southeast 10 to 20 and gusts up to 30 miles per hour. The chance of rain will start to increase as we make our way through this evening. Temperatures at noon will be in the upper 40s to upper 50s, maybe low 60s in a few spots. At 4, we should be in the upper 50s to upper 60s, maybe 70 in a few locations. And at 8 this evening, it's the upper 40s to mid 50s. In Lincoln, for today, we are going to warm up into the low 60s this afternoon. Hopefully getting to see a little more sunshine than cloud cover this afternoon as well.
From the 1011 Now Alert Center, this is Morning Pulse.